Can anybody hear me in the truck at the moment? I've just switched the mic on. Can anybody hear me? Adrian here, Colin? Hello, good, right. Just to let you know, there's possibly a problem here in the arena. None of the plasmas are currently working, and there's a lot of scratching heads and running emergency cables out. So me and Mike are just going to fill, so don't worry about it. Do you sort of have emails for all the stations taking this, so you could send one mass email to say, you know, we might be just a couple of minutes, the commentators will fill. Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, you'd have to come here then. Okay, well, we'll give them a couple of more minutes, but it's as it's 54 now, we're starting in 4-5. Okay, the screen's just come on. Right, I think they're actually okay. Yeah, they've got 2 of the screens working. He's pointing at his watch in a panicky way. It's actually handy having a Thomas around, isn't it? Because he solves everyone else's problems as well. God, he's just a workhorse, that guy. Okay, so same as before. If it looks like the plasma screens have got a slight problem, I will just say, you know, there's a slight technical issue at the moment in the stadium. It gives us a good chance to have a real good look at this draw and just make a few comments. And if need be, we'll get stuck into Steve Lopez and give him the the send-off he deserves. This could be like, you know, one of his last major appearances.
Well, he'll be going for Rio.
But he will be going for Rio, yeah. He's as fit as a fiddle, isn't he? Even though he's 35. So that's good. You know, we'll mention that. You know, I can bring that in and say, well, you know, surely he's coming towards the end, and you'll be going, nope, he's definitely going for a Rio. And he's what? He's won 3 Olympic golds, 5
two Olympic golds, and
2 Olympic golds and a bronze, and 5 World Championships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we'll give him a real good send-off then. Hopefully our commentary mics don't bleed onto the air while they're playing the titles on. I always tend to just turn them off, but I think we will anyway, just to be sure. But I'll just bring mine on when I start talking. It's just nice for us to be able to talk to each other this way.
Yeah.
Without having to shout. Okay, I'll make it a couple of minutes before we start. Plasma's still not working. Oh, they've got. All right, they're using the 2 plasmas, the scoreboard by the looks of it, as an emergency backup. Now that's pressure, Mark. All right, can you take the graphics off, please? Yeah, titles are running in a couple of minutes. They're all looking at the screens with a puzzled look on their face. It looks like these might not be working. Oh my goodness. Imagine this at Londoner. Those ones have just stopped. Okay. Up for grabs. We have world and Olympic champions across all categories, and today we have already seen 3 rounds of competition in the 3 categories that you see on the screen right now. Female -67, male -58, and also the highly competitive male -80 category. We're just going to there's just an announcement being made in the arena, and welcome to Dowlett. It really is a very hot condition here, that's for sure. It's a -67 female category that's on screen, and we're going to get ready for our first matchup now. First semi-final, and it's Guo Yun Fei against Anastasia Barishnikova. With me, Mike McKenzie, international coach, international referee. Welcome, Mike.
Good evening, Adrian.
We've had some really good action so far today. We've been sat here watching competition on all 3 rings, all 3 mats that have been going on, and it's been absolutely wonderful. without sort of giving the game away, you already saw from the original screen we had on there that some of the top athletes have actually not even have made it through to the semi-final stage. You know, in the men's minus 80 category, you know, the top 6 in the world are all not here.
Well, I'd say to that, this is the Grand Prix, this is the highlight of World Taekwondo competition, and to be at this competition itself means that you're one of the elite, and that minus 80 category is wide open. So when you see some of these players that are not in the top ranked athletes but are actually there in the semi-finals, you can appreciate the, you know, the quality and the caliber of these sportsmen.
Yeah. Well, the referees took their time getting out. A couple of minutes late. It's not like them to be late, is it, on the cockpit? But we are just a little bit of a late start. But here we go. And to start with, from China, Guo Yongfei.
Number 26. Kızlar arasındaki жартылай финалды бастаймыз. 67 келі салмақ дәрежесі бойынша көк бұрышқа Guo Yongfei, Қытай Халық Республикасы. WTF олимпиадалық рейтингіндегі нөмірі 26.
We invite red, Anastasia Baryshnikova, Russia, in the WTF Olympic ranking number 5.
67 келі салмақ дәрежесіндегі қызыл бұрышқа Anastasia Baryshnikova ашады. Ресей, WTF...
Well, there is an athlete from red that's entered the arena as well. There she is, Anastasia Baryshnikova of Russia. And I think it's fair to say she's a hot favourite here for this one. Her past results so far, she beat the world number 34, the world number 13 and the world number 12, and only the quarter-final was possible clear. In fact, Paige McPherson was down to one single point. But a couple of competitive matches there, very easy first round win, a 12-0 there. As for her opponent, Guo Yongfei, well, she beat the world number, the local Kazakhstani who's not ranked. Then she beat the world number 9, Nur Tatar, and then it was Harari. I don't know how to say that one too well. The world number 16, and it was Harari who beat the world number 1 on the way here. The referee for the match, Juan Carlos Rodriguez of El Salvador. So both athletes taking their time. It's a little bit slower, Mike, than yesterday. Yesterday, it looked like they all had a bus to catch. Now they're all taking their time. It's nice and straightforward.
Well, the athletes will definitely want to get going.
Yep.
We've got the instruction now.
Yep.
I think, with it being the first match, they're just doing a systems test.
Yeah.
The athletes are wearing the PSS, protective scoring systems, and obviously they want to make sure that it's registered so the points monitored, because they're recorded automatically when there's an impact with the foot sensor onto the body protector.
Yep. Well, there has been a few technical issues. Just literally minutes before we came on air, there was a few issues, a few people running around with cables in their hands, and the plasma screens weren't working, but everything seems to be up and running. We're all ready to go, and I think here, you know, we've got Guo Yongfei, who is world ranked number 26. From China, though, we said before, you're not going to get any bad athletes from China up against the world number 5, Baryshnikova, Baryshnikova won Grand Prix number 1 in China just 6 weeks ago, and she's the girl on form, and she's got a bit of favourite for this particular bout.
Well, she was a competitor at the Olympic Games. She was a former European champion, and she got bronze in the World Championships before, so she has got a great record of achievements. The Chinese girl, I don't know as well, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, looking, they are taking their time here, but it's nice to have a bit of breathing space actually, and not be rushing around as we were yesterday. I hope you loved the action yesterday. We had some really cracking bouts, and here we are today. And this one's certainly going to be an interesting one for sure. Guo Yongfei actually only won by superiority, as you saw in that results list in her match against Oh Harai, and so that was very tight. And off we go. First period. And the Russian in red and scores early on. First kick, that must give you confidence. Very first kick of the bout, get a point. No worries there. And there's actually quite a sizable crowd that's come to watch this bout as well. All behind. Not too many from the sides. They've all got a viewpoint right over the top of this ring. Yeah, Baryshnikova certainly bossing this bout, isn't she? She's taken centre point. She's pushing her opponent around.
She's got an aggressive style coming off the lead leg, and she can go to the body or go up to the heart, to the head. So she's trying to take it to her Chinese opponent, but I think she's just been weighed up right now. So I'm expecting things from the Chinese athlete.
Yeah. Yes, you don't. We were saying yesterday, you don't get many bad athletes coming from Korea or Iran or some of Russia, the powerhouse nations.
No, that's right. Yeah, and again, Grand Prix, they're all elite athletes. They're all high performers. Baryshnikova trying to prove the point there, get some early points in with an axe kick to the head.
Yeah.
Quite short, fell short, but it shows that she's what her intentions are.
Absolutely. Well, Baryshnikova won in China in Grand Prix #1 just about 6 weeks ago. She won convincingly there by a decent margin in the final, and she's certainly a girl on form at the moment. As we come to the final 30 seconds here. 3 periods of 2 minutes apiece, and you score 1 point for a kick to the body or a punch. Spinning kick to the body gives you 2 points. You add a bit of extra panache to it and it gives you an extra point. A head kick is 3 points and a spinning head kick is 4 points. And there's also kyungos as well. You get what we're deeming a yellow card on our graphics as the first period comes to an end. And you get a kyungo for any particular foul or penalty. And also, if you fall over, it's also deemed an automatic kyungo. So, and if you get 2 of those, you get a red card, and that's a point to your opponent. So that's the first period, and it was the very first kick of the bout that gave Baryshnikova the early points. Well, just while we've just got a break here, there is a rumour going around that Safwan Khalil of Australia, who's due to be in the semi-final a bit later on in the men's -58 category, there's a good, strong rumour going around that he won't actually take to the ring, and he's actually struggling with injury. So. Well, there we go. They've had their little break. This is a -67 kilogram category, not the -57 kilogram, as our graphics incorrectly said a second ago. So here we go. Second period, and already hunt for a head kick there from a Russian. These guys can really lift that foot up. Guo seems to be just a little bit more aggressive in this second period here. So as you said, Mike, she sized up her opponent a little bit in that first period.
She did, yes. She'll lead in off her left leg forwards, but I think we'll see her scoring off the... Sorry, she'll lead off her right leg, and I think we'll see her scoring with the left leg to the body.
Yep. Chinese coach there looking on intently. There's been quite a few points scored in earlier rounds with these. Baryshnikova won 12-0, 7-6 and 3-2. Whereas Guo won 9-2, and then with a golden point, 6-5, and a 2-all on superiority. So we've seen plenty of points scored, and usually I think the general pattern, if you watched yesterday, you'll have seen there does seem to be a bit of a pattern that in the first couple of rounds, the first 2 rounds is a little bit of tactical, and when it gets to the 3rd round and there's nothing to hold back on, every last bit of energy goes out. And there's an equaliser point now for Guo.
The Chinese athlete is definitely more aggressive in this round.
Yeah, she's bossed it. It's almost gone in reverse, hasn't it? And Baryshnikova just, tries the spinning back kick. It goes down, and she'll receive a kyungo for that. Now another one of those, and there's a point. So that becomes a factor as well. And I think one of the things, I found a little bit strange myself, I must admit, is that you could actually push your opponent over, and you get this half point. You get this Kyung-go because you know, the feeling is the athlete isn't there to defend themselves.
Not actually, because a push itself is a Kyung-go as well. So you're not allowed to push, grab or hold your opponent. So if it's a push motion, if say the bodies clash, then that could be classed as a accidental push.
Yeah.
So it's to do with intentionality. So if you actually made a physical push over, that would be a Kyung-go warning. That would be the foul that would be penalised, not the falling over.
Yeah. Well, here we go. That's period number 2 out of the way, and it's 1-1. It's all to play for in the final period. 3 periods of 2 minutes. Well, the coaches are both getting a little bit exalted with their athletes, actually. Baryshnikova's got 2 coaches in her corner.
It's not technically allowed. The second coach is actually the team medic or doctor.
Right.
So he shouldn't be offering any advice at all. In fact, that's a foul. He's not allowed to do that.
Yeah. Well,
I think sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Well, you know, I was just going to say that they're coming out for the final period here, and you know, it's all to play for now, isn't it, Mike? This is where, like, you know, I think the gloves come off and they really do start, you know, fighting with a little bit of freedom now.
Well, I think the Chinese coach will be saying to a player, take the opportunities. There are opportunities when Baryshnikova is open and the Chinese athlete's not taking them. So I think that's what the Chinese coach will be saying. And the Russian coach will be telling Baryshnikova to actually make contact, just commit a little bit more, and all those nearly chances need to be converted into points.
Yeah. Well, there's a bit of encouragement here for the Russian. A quarter of the population here in Astana are Russian, and Russia's widely spoken here. And there certainly is there's certainly a few cheers. You've probably heard it earlier, Mike. When the Russians win, there's a big cheer goes up in the crowd.
It is. The Russians got a big contingency here in the crowd, and also with their team and support. That's Kyung-go there. That's it.
Well, that kick was worth 2 points in that respect, because she kicked her opponent over, so she got a point for the kick. And then the Kyung-go, and now Baryshnikova got something to do here. There's a minute to go on the clock, and for the first time in the match, Baryshnikova really has to try and step up the pace. Just adjusting her leg gear there. This is the moment, but the Chinese athlete Guo looks very, very comfortable here. She looks as if she's very young, obviously. We don't even have information about her. She's that new on the circuit. Attempted head kick there from Baryshnikova. She's forced her opponent out, but she's going to need more than that. There's one Kyung-go, but she's going to need to actually score a point with a kick here. She's going to force her opponent out again. Is the official going to give a Kyung-go for that? No, he's not. I'm surprised there.
I think she did manage to keep inside, just inside.
Yeah, 36 seconds on the clock. This is a big moment. Guo's gone into defensive mode. Baryshnikova is all-out attack here now with 30 seconds on the clock. Can she score? Well, goes for the head kick, misses by a fraction. Takes a little breather. Guo decides to try and claim another point. 20 seconds. Baryshnikova just composing herself for the final big attack now. She knows this is the moment. And great defense from Guo. Guo goes down. There'll be another point for Baryshnikova, but I'm sure 12 seconds, surely we can't have 2 Kyung-gos in 12 seconds. Time's running down quickly. Baryshnikova, Guo just defending away, avoiding. This could be a Kyung-go in itself, but 2 seconds to go. Has she hit the head kick?
Appeal for the headshot. Appeal for the headshot.
We are going to have an appeal. There is no doubt about that. The Russian coach is up on his feet straight away. Time is gone. But well, let's have a look. Surely we'll see a few replays on screen in a second. The officials are already replaying it on their system. We all know what that was about. Big head kick right at the very end. And of course, if she gets it, she takes the gold. So here we go. The officials, now we can see a plasma screen to our side, but let's have a look at what's going on here. Let's see, is there contact? Oh, that looked like it. I think there's, and the Russian crowd here in the arena are all applauding because they saw the head go back. That looks like a head kick. That looks like 3 points. I'm originally cut. How late was that? Leave it until 2 seconds to go.
Well, it's a sign of a great athlete to actually do that. I'd have expected the Chinese to take headshots, you know, as Barashnikova was attacking, but that was a tremendous, opportune, superb kick if it scores, if the IVR judges score it.
This is the moment. He's either going to give the thumbs up or it's going to be the cross movement with the arms. And I think we both think here that that was a kick and that you actually saw the head move. That's the
It's
point.
rejected, it's rejected.
Oh my goodness, that's rejected. And the gold has gone to Guo Yunfei. And, well, Mike.
That should take us into the semi-final. That's the semi-final
Sorry.
match. So yeah,
oh, I
into the
do
final,
apologise.
yeah.
I'm getting overexcited with that. So Guo wins 3-2.
I think Barashnikova will be devastated with that. I think, you know, when you score a point like that, or potentially score a point like that, should I say, it's devastating, absolutely devastating.
Mike, tell us, why would the officials have not given that? Like, what could be the reason be behind it?
They have to judge it on the image that they see, which is not always, to be truthful, as clear as the broadcast image that we're seeing. And I think that the angle wasn't right, and if there's any doubt at all, then they have to reject the appeal.
Yeah. Well, we'd put her in the final, but the judges, they're the experts. But, I think, in fact, we might see it here in a second.
No.
So here we go. Second semi-final.
And now referees are entering to the court.
Second semi-final here. I think that guy looked asleep then for a second. How can you fall asleep in a Taekwondo concert? It's about as high energy, adrenaline as you can get out there. But I've got to say, it is absolutely baking hot here. It's really, really hot conditions. I don't think there's, I don't believe there's air conditioning in this building, which is surprising, as we do have temperatures in the mid-30s on a regular basis.
I think, especially with the lights in the ring, it's going to feel a lot hotter than it is where we're sat in the commentary area.
Chen Yanyu of Chinese Taipei. And here's Elin Johansson of Sweden. And this should be a big battle. It's the #2 against the #3 in the world. These two know their Taekwondo. Past results for Johansson. She beat the world #19 in the first round. Nina Clay, the world #8 in the second round. And of course, she had a bye. Sorry, so I'm slightly out there. Second and third round there. Elin Johansson, one of the top names of the sport. And herself the world #2. Here's the world #3, Chen Yanyu. In the first round, she beat the world #7, Carmen Morton. Then it was the world #11, and then the world #14, who reached the quarter-final. In China at Grand Prix #1. The referee, Marcelo Vinícius Costa Rezende of Brazil. And, well, they're not messing around, are they? They were straight into the action there. That was a little bit quicker than the first match, wasn't it? But they were checking the apparatus. So here we go. Johansson, world #2 from Sweden. Winner of the Grand Prix final in Manchester 2013. She didn't travel to China, but she is one of the top names of this category, isn't she, Ellen?
Ellen won just about every Open in Europe in 2013, and has medalled in just about everything she's done this year as well. Not the World Championships, but sorry, not the Europeans, but she's really got the performance out there. A lot of it, she's a very consistent performer at the highest levels. So she deserves that ranking.
And this should be a fascinating battle. And as we saw, there is a pattern, as you tend to see when we get to the later stages, that that both athletes have really got strong defences. They're looking for weaknesses. And it should be very interesting here. In fact, the referee, a little interesting point for you early on in this match. The referee from Brazil is actually the sport manager for Taekwondo at the Olympic Games for Rio 2016. So he's going to have a lot on his plate. And as you were the sport manager for 2012 Olympics, have you had a few beers with him and given him a bit of advice?
Well, I've not had the beers. That can happen at the end of Rio 2016, I think.
They'll be on him, I'm sure. So far, not a lot happening here. I mean, 25 seconds highlights reel will be a bit of a strain on this one. They are very much, you know, these two have fought each other many times. Attempted head kick there from Johansson, and that wasn't far away at all. And again, she goes for it. She's going for the high scoring kicks, and Chen nearly got through there. Both of them are really, somebody suddenly in that last 20 seconds, it was like they flicked on a light switch and said, right, let's get stuck in, and they both really let go there, didn't they?
Well, if you see some of the techniques there, I mean, that Johansson did a reverse turning kick up to the head, missed it, and then pulled the foot back, so that could have actually scored both ways. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit short.
So 0-0, but it was pretty eventful 0-0 after that first 2-minute period. We have 3 periods of 2 minutes, and they get a nice little 1-minute break in between, which doesn't seem to go seems to go pretty quickly, I think, for these athletes. It's a hard workout, isn't it? 3 minutes of 2 when you're kicking up like this. It's not like boxing where they have 11 rounds, but you know they're not having to lift their leg all the time, and there's so much energy goes into Taekwondo.
Well, that's why we reward kicks with higher points, because it's actually technically harder to do and physically, you know, much tougher to keep going for that length of time to be kicking high section that much.
Yeah.
The break's also very useful for the coach to give back feedback and to give advice and analysis on the opponent.
Absolutely.
The second round.
Chen has had a 6-0, an 8-3 and a 3-2 victory. Johansson just had a little stop there, but we're back going. Johansson won her matches 10-1 and 5-2. Had a bye in the first round, so she's certainly been quite comfortable. But they certainly they're not holding back so much here, are they? They really are happy to get stuck in, and this is great. You know, both lots of confidence. Still 0-0. We're halfway through now. This contest coming up in a few seconds' time, and it is pretty hot and sweaty out there. The lights are must be even hotter. A little apology there from Johansson.
What they're doing now is jabbing out that lead leg, trying to contact onto the truck protector and steal a point, as it were.
Yeah. Yes, it's all about kicking to the body, scoring, and there goes Johansson right on cue. Kick to the body, 1 point, left foot kick. And that was pretty sharp reflexes from Johansson as Chen just moved to her right. Johansson saw the opportunity with her back leg coming around. Referee just trying to encourage athletes to fight there. Taekwondo is very much about a fighting sport. They don't like seeing, well, they certainly don't like seeing people run away. That's an automatic on-go in anybody's language. But they don't even like just seeing people sizing each other. They want to see people attacking. Into the last 15 seconds here. Johansson goes for the punch, but didn't land it cleanly. You have to land cleanly with weight. It's not just enough to get a good kick into that cage, into that body armor. You might see a kick that you might think should score, but it has to be done with weight and power. And so far, Johansson is the only one who's managed that. She leads 1-0.
Interestingly, it's the judges that score the punches, whereas kicks to the body are scored by the PSS scoring system.
Yeah. Yes, we have officials at 120-degree angles, 3 officials around the court, and they've got a little keypad, haven't they, Mike, that they have to press depending on what's happened on the court.
That's right. What they're looking for is head kicks, punches to the body, and also the bonus point is awarded for the rotating kicks.
Just seen a few highlights here.
That's Marcus from Germany, who's now head coach for the Swedish team.
Yes, she's currently standing up. She's Johansson's decided to stay on her feet. Chen, that's a very formal handshake with your coach. It's quite a formal sport as you go, but here we go. Johansson leads, clock's going, and away we go. And I'm sure this encounter is not going to finish 1-0. We've seen it in quite a few bouts so far. It is a pattern. Both athletes now realise it's all about the last bout and don't leave anything. And 1-0, Johansson won't be happy with a 1-0. She'll want to try and extend her lead, and so she's certainly not going to hold back.
Well, it's not safe at this stage of the match to be just at 1 point ahead. It's just not, you know, a comfortable place.
Well, Johansson just leading with that leg. We saw somebody getting a Kyung-go for that yesterday, for leaving that leg up for too long.
Really, anything more than 3 seconds will get penalised if there's not an aggressive action with it. So if they're not kicking it out or moving forwards, then it should be penalised.
Yeah. Oh, that was close to scoring from Johansson, but didn't. And at the moment, she's taken a little bit more of a defensive. That leg is more of a defensive move.
Well, the pressure's on the Chinese athlete to score, so Johansson's trying to draw that score out, that kicking technique, that scoring attempt out of her, then she'll counter. Yeah. So she's trying to think again 2 or 3 moves ahead. The Chinese player then, Taipei player, going up for the head there.
Yeah, Chen just missed. Really good headshot. Just missed by a fraction, but she's got a lot of flexibility as we're coming into the last 30 seconds. Oh, and an equaliser from Chen. It's 1-1 and a big smile and clench of the fist. I think that wasn't how she intended to score, but she got it. And there's a little grin, and now, with 20 seconds to go, because if nobody scores, then we go to the golden point. So again, a little bit of pressure off the athletes, and sometimes they both sort of subconsciously decide, oh, Johansson's down, but that's going to be a Kyung-hee. She doesn't have anything to her name. It's the first one of the match. But she better not fall down in the next 6 seconds, or that could be goodbye. And was that a head kick?
No. No, that's another Kyung-go though to blue.
Kyung-go to blue.
Even Stevens with 3
well,
seconds.
the coach is going to play the card here, because I think from his angle, I believe that he thought that this was a head kick, and it looked very close to me. But I think you're right. The head didn't jolt backwards. There wasn't a.
That's definitely what he's appealing for. I just saw the explanation to the referee, so he's definitely appealing for a headshot.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the athlete. I'm just looking at Chen there from Taipei, and she's not looking very happy with his video card. You know, some of the athletes are almost egging their coach on to play it. I don't think she wanted him to play this.
Well, it's worth a chance. You know, going golden point is a risk for either way. So she might have signalled there to play. Actually, looking on the replay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, we didn't get a really good view. Hopefully, we'll get it from another camera.
Johansson from Sweden doesn't look concerned at all. No. So.
No, I don't think this is going to be accepted. But you think that she actually gave a little secret symbol there? Yeah,
it's rejected.
Yeah, it's rejected, and rightly so. So here we go again with just a few seconds to go. 3 seconds on the clock. And Johansson just makes a quick move there. But yeah, she tried to come in and, as you say, steal the point. She felt Chen might be just off her game for that last few seconds. And, you know, that's experience. Like, you know, Chen's obviously, what, 18, 19 years old. We don't have a lot of information from her on the biographies. But Johansson's been around a bit, and she certainly knows.
I think the thing is, when it goes to golden point, it is at risk. You know, we've seen players very frustrated, like in Mohamed Cho's game yesterday in the final, where they went to golden point, and you know, it was an unexpected kick. It was a really opportune kick that actually took it. So yeah, it's a great one for us as spectators to watch it. You know, first point wins, as it were. But from a player's point of view, it can be really frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we go. It's Guo Yongfei awaits the winner of this one after her controversial progress through. I still can't really believe that, to be honest, but that's long past now. The result's gone. It's all about this one. Golden point here. First person to score wins. The yellow cards are cleared down, so the yellow cards should go back to 0.
The goal is going to round.
And so here we go. It's first one.
Ooh, no point covered.
Kyungo there against blue, so another Kyungo against blue will give the match to red.
I think Johansson will start to move forward and trying to push it towards the edge of the mats there.
Yeah.
Then the Type A athlete will be a little bit more cautious, scared of going out and may lose focus.
Yeah, certainly Johansson stepped up the pace here. There's a 2-minute period. If there's no points scored here, Mike, then we actually go to superiority. You explained to me earlier, just say it quickly, the rules, the new rules on superiority.
Well, it's basically whoever's kicked the most and actually impacted, even if they haven't scored, that's the first consideration. So if they're kicking but not actually scoring, but they are making contact onto the pad, that will be the first consideration, and that's an automatic one that takes any subjective judgment out of it.
Yeah. And at the moment, it's Johansson who's certainly kicking the most. So even though she's not scoring, every kick is registered, and every time the body armour gets touched, there is lights will flash on back at base, and they know that there has been a kick, even though it wasn't a scoring kick. So there is a threshold.
Yeah.
And Chen coming down with a chop kick, trying to get that body armour at the back, but didn't score there.
Now, in the very rare situation that it would be level on the number of kick attempts and everything, then the Kyongos for the entire match would be taken into consideration. The Kyongos and damagings, which are full point reductions.
Right, which would again put Johansson in favourite here. Oh, and Johansson's just gone down. Yep,
she's going to get a Kyungo.
She'll get a Kyungo, so that levels it all up.
In that case, if it's level on impact point,
Johansson's taken it.
That's it.
A left-footed kick to the body shot. It's how she scored in the second period, and she's just taken the match there with that kick. Mike, what a great little move.
It looked like it wasn't going to happen, and then, you know, experience came through.
Ellen Johansson takes the bout, and she will progress through to the final. And that final will be coming up in a few bouts' time. We've got a few more categories to take place first. A few highlights here. In fact, there you just see the winning kick.
That was it to the body, left leg.
And it actually didn't look like a bit of a heavy kick. It looked like just a sort of, you know, hang out. Didn't look like a heavy scoring one, but there you go.
There's different settings at the according to which weight category it is and whether it's male or female. So the kick must have registered sufficient points to, you know, power to score then.
This is the beauty shot. This is
The male, the weight category 58 kilogram. And now referee side to the clock.
So we move on to the men's minus 58 kilogram, and well, this one's been carnage out there. A lot of top world ranked athletes have all gone, and in fact the only one, I'm just listing down them, number 2, 36, 26 and 12 are the athletes in the semi-finals, and the top ranked athlete is about to be coming out in a second. Here are the officials just making their way around this ring here, this octagon, which certainly I'm a massive fan of. It really does make the sport a lot more flowing. And here we go, the world number 2, Wei Chen-yang of Chinese Taipei.
We invite the red, Lucas Guzman, Argentina, in the WTF ranking number 36.
Lucas Guzman in his past 3 rounds, he's beaten the world number 6 and the world number 8. And he also beat the world number 25 in the first round. So he's certainly earned his way here. The world number 36 is Guzman. As for Wei Chen-yang, well, he had a walkover in the first round. He beat the world number 30 and then the world number 34. So Guzman certainly has much harder match. The referee, it's Norbert Benko of Hungary. But yeah, Guzman's beaten 2 top 10 ranked athletes. So here we go, first semi-final. Men's finals, 58 category. And well, a real opportunity here for Guzman. Guzman reached a semi-final in China, so he's on a bit of a run of form. Took the bronze there. And there's been some pretty good athletes in this quarter of the draw, this half of the draw, sorry, who've been knocked out in the earlier rounds. So it really has been pretty competitive for men's minus 58s.
I think we'll see Guzman being aggressive, going for the points, looking for the scoring opportunities, a bit more dynamic than some of the matches that we've seen. But the Taipei player's not been tested all day. He'll be coming to this quite fresh.
Yeah.
And his pedigree and calibre, I think that, you know, he's still the favourite. He has a slight height advantage as well and a slight reach advantage.
Yep. Well, Wei Chen-yang won in Manchester at the Grand Prix Finals 2013. It was a very big event last year. He didn't actually compete in China, which, considering he's from Chinese Taipei, is just down the road. Wasn't a big journey for him, but obviously he either had an injury or it just didn't fit in with his plans. But here he is in Kazakhstan. Guzman, semi-finalist in China. Obviously a youngster, is one of the up-and-coming athletes in World Taekwondo, and amazing to see as well. One of the things I've got to say, Mike, is the number of countries competing. Yesterday we had 12 places, as in fact Guzman takes a point there with that push on the body, which didn't seem that heavy, but it was just over the threshold to score. Good attempted punch there, and in fact Guzman, some lights light up against his name. He nearly scored again.
I think where we saw is a timing thing there, because the 3 judges have to time after two of the 3 judges have to score within a second of each other. And I think watching the lights, I think that one was a little bit late coming in with that to score it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see the lights that the judges press. In fact, I can see one of the judges is Ian Leaf, who's the organiser of the Manchester game. So there's the people who are referees are also organisers and officials. And just to explain, you know, one of the things, Mike, just while we get the opportunity in this first period, yesterday out of the 12 positions, we had 11 different countries represented. And today, out of the 12 positions, we've got 10 countries represented. It's just quite incredible how international the sport is.
Well, I mean, Taekwondo is an individual sport, so it's about what that single person does in that weight category at that day, you know. And we are so good, you know, Taekwondo is a world sport. It's representing over 203 countries and member national associations of the World Taekwondo Federation. So, you know, it is truly Olympic, a universal sport that you can do it anywhere, and that's really what's brought, you know, makes it so popular.
Yeah.
You know, you need an open space, you know, maybe a few kicking paddles to start off with.
Yeah. And a lot of African athletes as well, which in some sports you don't actually see a lot of athletes because you do need to spend money on equipment.
That's right.
Here you don't. And here we go. This is Argentina against Chinese Taipei. You don't see that matchup very often in any sort of form of sport, but these two are both at the top of their game and in a major world semi-final in this Grand Prix. And absolutely wonderful. There's another point for Guzman. Wei tried to score. In fact, Wei scores a point back. He tried a spinning kick there, got caught out, left his back exposed. Oh, tries the head kick, and Wei's certainly opening up a little bit there. You just saw his reaction going 2 points down, and a little bit of extra adrenaline came into Wei's game.
He's still in the match, and I think that we'll see the Chinese Taipei athlete coming through stronger towards the end. I think he seems to be very strong.
Yeah.
And, you know, they have done this. All the Chinese and Chinese Taipei players tend to lead off that front leg like most athletes, but then they've got very fast headshots that come up and get the 3 points, which make all the difference.
Wei Chen-yang, in his past 2 matches, he scored 27 points, won 19-7 and 8-5. So he's definitely capable of scoring with many, many moves. Guzman hasn't done too badly himself, 11-5 and 6-1. And Guzman just takes a hit to the mouth there.
Well, as he followed through with the punch, is actually he more or less chinned the shoulder of the Taipei athlete.
They do wear mouth guards. Coming into the last 30 seconds of his second period, and Chen certainly, you feel he's got a lot more to come. He's like a little cold spring there at the moment, and you think that you know, he knows that he's going to launch into the third period. But Guzman comes in on the attack, tries a punch, doesn't pay off. It's Wong Kyung-go. He's gone against Guzman so far. Chen won't be worried at all about this, will he?
I don't think so. He won't be frustrated.
Wei Chen Yang of Chinese Taipei tries the headshot at the end. The clock's run out. Oof. And Guzman, I tell you what, Guzman nearly got caught out clock watching then, didn't he?
He did, yes.
He was looking at the clock as the headshot came in.
I think what we're going to see is, I think the Chinese Taipei athletes are going to start going up for those headshots, and we're going to have a last minute of this round. We're going to have a very fast exchange of kicks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can prepare ourselves for quite an energetic final period here. I think Wei Chen Yang has definitely got a lot left in the tank. And just looking at Guzman, he looks okay. He's breathing quite heavily. His coach is really working hard with him. Just giving him a bit of a defensive move, and then he's telling him to come in with a punch afterwards to defend away and try to punch.
No, not as such. I think the hand represents the body movement forwards, so he's feinting, trying to draw out the Taipei athlete and then counter.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to be the case in this round. I really don't.
Here we go.
Changed quite a bit looking at the performances earlier in the day.
Major World Grand Prix semi-final, Astana 2014.
So Kyung go for a low kick.
So one Kyung-go apiece. Two of those, another one either side, and there's a point. Chen certainly stepping up the pace, scoring a point there with the kick. And Wei Chen Yang here is just really aggressive. You know, he's taken centre stage now, and he's the one that's dominating. Has he got the head kick? He wants the card.
He scored it. Just a little bit of a delay.
Wow.
The Argentinian players coach is appealing against the headshot, but I think it was going to lose it.
Yeah. He was calling that little secret hand movement, which of course it is permitted now under the rules. If you watch Taekwondo in the past, it used to be a Kyung-go that the player couldn't, and in the end it was unenforceable because there was lots of secret sort of scratching your left ear, and that sort of meant play the card. But now it's allowed, and fair enough. And Wei certainly thought he'd got that. Hopefully we'll see it on a replay in a second. And Guzman actually, just looking at him, he looks a little bit spent now. I think he's put a lot of energy into these first few periods.
He's had some very tough matches. His last one was with Levent Tunkat from Germany, who was a great player in Europe.
Yeah. Absolutely. In fact, we said it, didn't we? He'd beaten the world number 6 and the world number 8 to get here.
Yeah.
And those are going to be tough matches. It looks like we're not seeing a replay. We can actually look at a screen here, which we can see the officials are looking at. And that looks to me, oh, it's close. The Argentinian coach is trying to influence that. Does the head move back?
Well, I'm hoping looking at the right one, because there's quite a few headshots that went in there.
This is a replay.
That's the one that he's appealing for.
I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Here he comes over the top. Ooh, I think he moves away in time. Right, well, here we go.
Rejected.
Oh, it's rejected. So the head kick was given.
He's got to take.
And 5-2, and with a minute and 28 seconds to go. Getting 3 points back now for Guzman is going to be tough. Guzman's putting in a big effort here.
I think now Taipei's found that route through. I think we'll see more headshots from him.
Yeah. There's a point there for Guzman. He gets one back. This could be well interesting. One more point. He's got a Kyung-go against. In fact, Wei gets another Kyung-go. I'm not sure what that's for. Was that for holding the leg up too long?
To be truthful, I don't know.
No.
Another headshot there. The clashes have moved in again. Guzman banging his face.
Yeah. Yeah, slightly uncontrolled entry into there, but he's got himself back into this. He scored 2 points in the last 25 seconds, so well done, Guzman, here for getting right back into this. And it suddenly becomes a little bit tense again. Wei hunting for the head kick, tries to punch. Guzman gets 2 good body shots in, neither score. In fact, Guzman pretty unlucky there.
I think Taipei's unlucky not to score with that punch actually as well.
Yeah.
Stop the system.
Yeah, we got a pause on the screen, which usually means that the computerized system for connecting. In fact, it's one of the officials that's just walking over the table. He's lost his connection to the central table. They all have these buttons to press that we were talking about early on. And if one of them loses connection, it's just like my laptop at home, really. Can't connect to my Wi-Fi sometimes. And he can't connect back to the table, and then the whole competition stops. Now, both athletes having a little rest here, and I think that'll help Chen just to, he's got the lead, just help him recollect his thoughts. Guzman, 40 seconds to go. Pushing hard here to try and get that extra point in. Ooh, that's a strong kick, but just too low. Not scoring.
Less than 30 seconds left now.
Oh, big kick there from Chen. Both of them not holding back at all. Expect some fireworks coming up now, guys.
Technically Kyungo doesn't get it.
Yep, he's not going to get it. 15 seconds on the clock. Chen and Guzman fighting hard for a place in the final. Chen defending away. Guzman trying anything.
Stop the system again.
Oh, we've got another pause here.
It's nothing to do with the athletes themselves.
Yeah, we've got another computer glitch, and now it's a different official who gets up. You'd think they'd put batteries in these just before the start of a final. I don't know what's actually happening. I need to actually, I will find out before tomorrow as to what actually happens on these that makes them stop working, but it has given both athletes a little bit of rest. You can expect the next 8 seconds to be pretty hectic. Guzman 1 point down. Here we go. Oh, Chen goes for the head kick, doesn't get it, and there'll be an automatic Kyungo. So one more Kyungo against Chen Yang Wei. God, they're both just going for everything, and Guzman fails to score the point. Oh, and Wei Chengyang will progress through to the final by 5 points to 4.
The Argentinian coach is not happy. He's lost his card, so he can't appeal, but the Taipei athlete definitely seemed to be blocking with the leg there, so which is a punishable offence for a Congo. So that would tie the score and go to golden point, but the score stands, and Taipei goes forward to the final.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match number 127, second 58 kilogram semi-final is cancelled due to injury of Khalil Safwan, Australia. In the result, Ashur Iran is winner by withdrawal.
Well, you probably heard the announcement there. Actually, that's the wrong data there. Ignore that screen. That's wrong. It's not those athletes. It's because it's. Okay, here's the correct slide.
The weight category 80 kilogram.
This is the correct slide for the minus 58 kilogram. But Farzan Ashur Zadeh, and there's half his name's covered up there. He won by a walkover with Safwan Khalil actually withdrawing injured.
We invite the blue, Steven Lopez, USA, in the WTF Olympic ranking number 10.
87 салмақ дәрежесіндегі көкбұрышқа Стивен Лопес шақырылған Америка құрама штаты WTF олимпиадалық рейтингіндегі нөмірі 10.
made by the red, Damon Samsung from the Great Britain in the WTF Olympic ranking number 16.
Kızıl vuruşta Damon Samsung şahırladı Britanya. WTF.
Here comes Damon Samson of Great Britain. He beat the world number 28 in the first round, beat the world number 5 in the second round, and beat the world number 29 in the third round. 3 good victories for Samson. And Stephen Lopez, well, what can you say about this man? We're going to say a lot about him in this next 35 years old. Stephen Lopez, 5 times world champion, beat the world number 36, world number 35, and then the world number 1, Aaron Cook. The referee,
Beyond from Korea.
yeah, number 13, and away we go. Lopez against Samson. Lopez put out Aaron Cook, the world number 1 in the quarterfinal. Really, really tight contest that was.
I think Damon won the world champion to get to this final, semi-final.
Minus 58 is, sorry, the minus 80 is a very competitive category, isn't it? There's some great names there.
Lopez leading 2-1 now. It is the toughest category. Everybody on that sheet, everybody at this Grand Prix is capable of winning it.
Yeah.
Like I said, Damon just beat the world champion to get to this semi-final.
And these two actually faced each other in China just 6 weeks ago. It was very close because Lopez won 9-8 in the round 2 match there. And points freely scored, and freely scored here. Lopez leading 3-2 early on. You know, you sometimes find that, don't you, with some of the categories, they just don't hold back. And it's like, you know, this minus 80 category is a fighting category. There's lots of big scores.
The players here are amazing. And you know, you've got the living legend that's Steve Lopez. 35 years of age. Probably Damon was, you know, still in nappy training when I first saw Steve Lopez winning his first Junior World Championships. Damon there just goes to the ice, he just misses. The score is tied at 3-3.
Lopez on the attack there. We're going to have a card here from Samsung. Well, the 3 points have been given for a head kick. We just saw that it was very late points given, because I looked at that board. It was still showing 3-all. The American was up. His brother, was that Jeff Lopez was up there?
It's Gene Lopez, yeah, his brother who's the...
And the 3 points did get added. But the British coach doesn't believe that, and he wants to appeal that. And yes,
appeal has been successful there.
Yeah, you can see that. Oh, in fact, that was an attempt from Samson there, but yep, the 3 points will come off. And in fact, the American would have wasted his card, because he was waving it in the air, and he would have actually wasted the card there. So a bit of fortune for Lopez, you could say. Lopez automatically just scores another big hit, left foot, 1 more point, 4-3. Samson takes one on the knee there.
I tell you what, Damon's really bringing this match to Steve Lopez. He's looking very sharp. Lopez cutting underneath there, doesn't quite score. And they need to stop the system again. We're having a few problems this evening.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know what's exactly happening here. Mike, help us out.
Well, it's a little bit frustrating. It's the control panels that the judges use, and
Yeah.
they seem to be losing the connection to the system.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a bit concerned because it's the second time that this one's happened.
Yeah.
And they're actually changing it now. They're changing it for a replacement set.
Okay, so that's all right. Well, it'd be good if we get, because we've had a few interruptions there. I've got to be honest, we've been playing all day and we've hardly seen any of this happen. It just seems to have happened. Just seems to have appeared on the finals.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. It didn't happen too much yesterday at all. So it's working. Cracking shot from Lopez, not quite scoring.
Yeah.
It's cutting underneath. Well, Damon's still taking it to him though.
Oh, what a great bout this is. And Lopez, 35 years old, from the United States. And, you know, we just got to spend a couple of minutes on this guy's career. What an amazing career Stephen Lopez has had. He won a bronze in the '94 World Cup a full 20 years ago when he was only 15. And he's only went and won the World Championships in 2001, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2009. 5 consecutive World Championships. And then just add to that, he took gold at Sydney, the 2000 Olympics, gold at the Athens 2004 Games, bronze at Beijing 2008. And he's certainly, there is no doubt about it, that Stephen Lopez is the most decorated athlete in Taekwondo of all time.
And if you think that's impressive, he's coached by his brother Gene. His sister's 3-time world champion, Olympic bronze medalist, and his younger brother is an Olympic silver medalist and world champion. That's one hell of a family.
I'll tell you what, I don't want to cross that family on a bad day. Well, Stephen Lopez is fantastic to see. And, you know, I think there's no doubt he's coming towards the end of his career. He's 35, he isn't a spring chicken anymore, is he? But
Steve's going
you were
for
telling
Rio.
me he's going for Rio, is that true?
No doubt whatsoever. He'll be going for Rio.
Wow,
no doubt
for his 5th Olympic Games. Incredible. He might be in the sort of twilight of his career, but it's absolutely brilliant to see an athlete such as Stephen Lopez here in blue still competing at the very top of World Taekwondo. And, you know, we've got to say, a real opportunity here for Damon Sampson as well, who's has been one of the sort of, takes a kick to the leg there and goes down, so he'll have a kyungo, but he scored in that. So he actually equalised with that move and takes a kyungo, and the official didn't like something that Lopez said to him as well. You don't want to get on the wrong side of an official during a bout here. It's really high energy from both athletes. You know, just from a British perspective, Mike, you know, great opportunity here for Sampson to get some massive points here.
It is, yeah. I mean, Great Britain's very strong in this category, and Damon's one of our Talent 2012 athletes who's identified as having great potential in Taekwondo. He's changed over from kickboxing, like we said, in the build-up to 2012. He wasn't a 2012 athlete, but the success he's had since then has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, Gene Lopez is playing a video replay appeal for saying that Sampson's done shin blocking and stopped kicks that way, which is quite ironic, really, because that's what Steve is notorious for.
Well, you know, I'm a little bit confused about it. I've got to say, Mark, I'm a bit confused about this card. You know, usually you see cards used for big, high scoring. You know, what's he trying to get out of this? Kyungo? Like, you know, a half point? Is that worth risking a card over?
If you're asking if I would do it, I'd say not unless I was 100% sure. Because it will, you know, it would be the second kyungo, so it'd be worth a point in effect. But, you know, I think it's more the repeated offence. You know, I think he's seen Damon raise his leg quite a bit.
Yeah.
But then again, so Steve, so...
Yeah.
It's accepted, though, it's right. His gamble's paid off.
Yeah, okay, so they're saying that he raised his leg to block that, but what's going to happen? He'll just get a kyungo for that, will he? Yeah,
he'll get a kyungo.
So that's going to be, and as Sampson already had a kyungo against him, now it's 5-4 to Lopez.
Yeah.
But, a bit of a risky video card, I would say, but it has paid off. He still has the card in his pocket. And if anything, he's sort of sending a message to Sampson that you can't keep doing that. Maybe the official has been told, you know, watch out for this now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Sampson tries for the...
Like hooking kick up to the head there, yeah.
Yeah, really. And that was very, very close indeed. Of course, we've had the top 6 in the world have all been knocked out in earlier rounds. We had Cook, the world #1, out. Azizov went out in the first round. Gulick went out in the first round. Albert Gorn, who was the finalist in China, went out in the second round. And Atullah Mohammed went out in the first round. There's another point. It were 5 apiece. And Sampson
Okay, Steve's brought to the attention of the judges some water on the field of play.
I think it was actually the matting just slightly coming up there, actually, just a little ripple. Lopez again doesn't hold back, straight in. You know, he's constantly just always on the attack, Lopez, isn't he? Oh, what a tip, and Samson gets the three-point head kick, and the card's out again from the Americans. That one was given by the judges. What a kick from Samson, and we're going to see if it makes contact shortly.
Damon feels that he did.
Yep. Is he looking confident?
He indicated to his coach that he was confident that he actually scored.
Yeah. Well, what a head kick this was from Samson, because he was at narrow quarters as well. He was quite a narrow range on Lopez. And I think that was the surprise, that you know, he brought the leg up so quickly and came down with a chopping motion. We're just waiting for the replay. Here we go. Ooh, that is hard to tell. This is the angle. This is the angle. Ooh, does he get a glancing motion? We almost
it looked like, if I was judging it, I'd reject that, to be truthful. I'd accept it and say it wasn't a point.
Yeah.
But
well, let's see.
See what they
Depends what angle the actual camera camera we get from the judges. You know, it only has to be a glancing touch, doesn't it? It just has to be the most minimal touch. And you know, they've had a look at the TV pictures. Now they're having a little look at the pictures from the individuals, and it is accepted. And Samson will have those 3 points removed. Well, 2 good cards from the Americans so far. He got a Kyungo and saved 3 points from there. Just goes to show how risky that earlier one might have been. I'm going to harbour that point. Because if he didn't have the card in his hand, that would have been terrible to drop 3 points like that. As it was, he did. And Samson gets a point back automatically. It's 6-all. Oh, spinning head kick. And Lopez did brilliantly to stay on his feet there.
He did, yes. Damon didn't take advantage of him, really. Steve was urging him there. His coach was urging him to follow up on it, but... Oh. Wow.
What a second period of fighting that was. That was absolutely wonderful. A real joy of Taekwondo here at the Dowlett Sports Centre. Steve Lopez, 5 times world champion, twice Olympic champion. Also a bronze medalist in the Olympics, not too bad there either. And he's having a massive fight here against Damon Samson. In fact, Lopez did very well to stay up there on that particular kick. He nearly went out. And he's already got a Kyungo against him, so that would have been a point if he'd have fallen over.
I think the strength and confidence of Lopez is absolutely amazing, but Damon Sanson's not fazed by it at all. He's taking these opportunities. He's really going for it.
Yeah.
It's a great match. I'm loving this.
Well, this has got to be the bout of the tournament so far. I think I've seen. It's been absolutely thrilling. And
like I said before, Adrian, I'm biased, you know, GBR, but...
Oops. Somebody's sound system just decided to pop. I think nobody's hurt. Yeah. Here we go. 6-all.
Steve goes for the headshot there.
Both from you just feel having a little rest there. Oh,
Damon gets the punch.
Damon gets the punch, and then Lopez scores with a kick. So there's still point for point, 7-all. Can't keep away from them. Oh, the headshot, and that one's not going to be appealed from the States. The Americans have accepted that was a good head kick. What a kick from Samson.
Sorry, I'm a bit biased again, like I said,
Yeah,
but that
Mike,
was a very tremendous headshot.
We are neutral here. We are live in the United States. What a shot from Samson, and he's 10-7 ahead, and now his tactics can change a little bit as we come towards the end.
Gene's playing the card again.
Yeah, I don't know what we're getting. Is that card for the leading with the leg again? The same thing? Because I think that was...
Yeah, he's making that.
Yeah, that was the move that Samson did, and he'll probably get another Kyungo for it, but, you know, in effect, a Kyungo is a half point if you want to sort of, you know, talk about it just in terms of point basis.
Yeah.
So we've got the card used. He's used it twice successfully already.
I think he's going to get it again, to be truthful.
And he's probably going to get another one here, yeah. But what a head kick from Damon Samson there, wasn't it?
Well, it's amazing. If I from an umbire's opinion, I was appreciating the beauty of that technique. It's tremendous hooking kick.
Oh, that was beautiful. We've just seen that on the replay there.
And again, it's accepted.
It's accepted. We just yeah, it was great to see the replays of the head kick now. Yeah, look at that. What a beautiful kick. Yep. That
So
was
Kyungo.
real flexibility. Kyungo for Samson. I don't think he's actually going to be too worried about that particularly, is he? 10-7 ahead. Both have got Kyungos against them, so one more penalty and it will be a point, but with a minute and 10 seconds to go, I think Samson, if you gave this to Samson beforehand, he'd take it with both hands. 3 points ahead going into the final minute.
Spinning kick there from Steve Lopez, doesn't score.
Real high intensity. I know the other semi-finalists who are waiting for this will probably be very happy to see these two working each other so hard.
Absolutely.
And they've got a final, you know, one of them's got a final to come in about an hour's time after this. Oh my goodness, a head kick from Lopez. Samson nods his head to the coach, says, don't play the card. I felt that. What a kick from Lopez.
I'm not going to be accused of bias this time. That was a brilliant kick. That was absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Perfect timing.
Oh.
And that can go. That can make all the difference.
And Gene Lopez is jumping up and down off his seat in the corner because there's a point to Lopez with 35 seconds to go. There's still plenty of fighting left in this, though. Samson just checks the scoreboard. He's 1 point down, but a Kyungo will bring him level. Come on. Oh, yes, brilliant play from Samson. Lopez looked as if he hit with a good one, but Samson came in with a counter, scored a point. It's 11-all. They have been point for point all the way through this bout, and it would be no shock at all that we're going to go to the golden point.
Still 7 seconds.
7 seconds, yeah. Lopez goes in for a quick one. Oh, we're going to have a card from the United States.
It's given. The Kyungo's given.
Kyungo's given for blocking with the leg, so the referee's up with the game, I suppose the Americans could say. Oh, and Lopez has gone down. That's going to be
1 second left.
An automatic Kyungo with 1 second to go.
Gene Lopez is paying that Samson pushed him, so he's saying there's a push beforehand.
We're going to have a card.
This will be the decider, one way or the other. This will decide this match.
Yeah. Well, Samson will win if it's rejected. If it's accepted, and I think we've had 3 of them already, so he's on a run. I don't think I've ever seen 4 video cards accepted. Then we'll have the golden point. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm exhausted watching this. Never mind never mind these guys actually competing in it. Now, what do you think? Accepted.
It's accepted.
And that's 4 in a row. Gene Lopez, I'll tell you what, he should be down the casino tonight. Look, everything's gone his way. So that point's cleared off. No, I don't think. I think that's gone the wrong way. No, it's 1 against red. They suddenly made it 12-10 for a second, which is correct. 11-all with 1 second to go. I don't think anybody's going to bother to make a move.
It'll be the Kyungo against Damon, and it'll take the score then to 12-11.
Of course.
In favour of Steve Lopez.
Oh.
And it's inevitable, because that was the appeal. That will decide the match, like I said.
Yeah, yeah. So that's going to go the other way. Yeah, and Samson is he's so unfortunate here.
1 second.
And with 1 second to go, this is all over.
Don't start the
clock hasn't even started yet. We got the kick. Oh my goodness, he got the kick in. Oh, this is controversy.
They didn't start the clock in time, did they?
I don't think this is what's going to happen here. Lopez has been very vocal with the table about it. But I don't think they can change this.
No,
the referee has started the bout. The clock was late starting. They must have fought for at least 3 seconds. They're going to go to the golden point. I don't know why
they should be. I don't know why he's appealing.
Why is the British? Why is he appealing? I'm not sure why he's appealing here. The British coach is appealing on this one. Mike, you're the expert. Tell me what's going on.
I'm not sure what the appeal's for.
Okay.
The Kyungo, the last Kyungo would have determined it with 1 second left.
Yeah.
When they restarted the match for the 1 second, or as it appeared 1 second on the scoreboard that we're looking at, it seemed to go on for longer than that. The scoreboard didn't seem to start straight away, and as a result, Damon scored a tremendous point, bringing the score to a tie score, which would take it to a golden point.
Well, this is incredible. And in fact, the coach is
coaches
going
can't
over
do that. The coaches
table.
need to move away. Steve needs to move away.
This
he can't
is
be there. He needs to move away because he could be.
Yeah.
Now, I think Steve's claiming there was 3 seconds, but he's not allowed to do that. He's lucky he doesn't get a gadget. Now Jean Lopez is coming in as well. They're not allowed to be there.
Yeah, yeah. They're both trying to make their
Steve
points.
needs to move away because he will get a gadget, which will be a full point deduction if he doesn't move away.
Okay, well, we've got everybody in. Shakir, the head of
careful.
referees, he's going to have to move. He needs to move away quickly. He's trying to say there were 6 seconds left on the clock. And
I think he's saying there's 3 seconds, which is enough time for David to win.
Yeah.
The thing is, the point, you know, it starts. The clock should start when the referee indicates, when he raises a hand, like opening the gate. That's when the point should be scored. Sorry, when the clock should start.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't look like the scoreboard. It cleared the notification.
And I think you've nailed it there, Mike. I think that's what happened, because the video review accepted by Blue was still on the screen, and the officials at the desk. I think what happened is basically the referee started the bout early before the officials sort of were ready for him.
No, I'm going to go in defence of the referee. When the referee raises their hands, that's when the start of the match is.
So
he controls the timing of it.
Right.
The scoreboard
has to keep up.
There's a new concept actually in the scoreboard. It's a technology issue.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I'm absolutely
well, I think we've
gobsmacked.
got every man and his dog in at the moment. We've got an extra technical help. We've probably got about 8 people huddled around the table. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in Taekwondo before. This is they're actually rewinding. Right, they're rewinding the TV system.
I think to look at the scoreboard, see what time was on it.
Yeah, they want to have a look to see what was on the clock when it stopped. But I think, right, so you know, we can't see that. You can't see this on your pictures, but we're looking over the screen, and they are watching the TV output with the score on it and the clock to see what was left when play stopped. Now, I'm pretty sure it said a second, but they might be looking back to say, well, was the clock a few seconds late in stopping? And that was Steve Jennings' point, isn't it?
Well, as a biased Brit, I would say I'd hope that is right. As an unbiased observer,
I'll tell you what.
You know, I think Steve Lopez will feel very hard done by if that stands.
We're both unbiased here, and it's just fascinating to see what's going on here. But they're watching, and Samson's holding 3 fingers up to Steve Jennings to say that, you know, there's definitely 3 seconds on the clock. Doesn't matter. In a way, you know, these graphics on the screen are coming from the official system. We actually do have a manual system. That clock may not have been the official system, but yeah, so they're just going through it all. There's a deep, intense discussion. There's a little bit of disagreement. They're calling Steve Jennings over. Now, this is possibly...
No, he played the video replay, and they're going to ask him to explain again what his appeal was for.
Yeah.
This is it's unheard of. That's not meant to happen.
No.
So this is it's a new situation, basically. You know, it's not happened before, not that we've seen it, and I've definitely not seen it in a Grand Prix before.
But, you know, this is not a bad thing, actually, because I've seen a few situations where the coach hasn't explained... It sort of got lost. It's a bit like Chinese Whispers, the game where you go around the circle.
Sure, yeah.
And sometimes by going through the centre referee, the actual appeal reason gets lost when it gets to the table. So this is possibly not a bad thing.
Yeah, the appeals are made in English, so obviously Steve and Jean in this situation have got it's their mother tongue, as it were.
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. You know, it's not a situation I've come across, and it is basically it's a delay in the system starting.
Yeah. I've got to say, Mike, this has been one of the best Taekwondo bouts I think I've ever seen. You know, these two, Lopez and Samson, you've got to take your hats off to both. Whoever wins at the end of this, the guy losing this is going to walk off with his head held very high. Well,
I think if, like you said, I hope, as a Brit, I'd hope it goes to golden point because, you know, Damon kept on fighting, right? You know, whatever the score, what was it said on the scoreboard, he went for it. But Lopez, I think he'd have felt comfortable.
Well, they're still talking about it there. They're still discussing it. It's there's even more. We've got the head of referees. We've got just about everybody there. In fact, you can. We might as well go over and join them. I think every official that's worth his salt is over there. Steve Lopez trying to keep himself calm. There's no doubt that these two athletes are certainly well warmed down now. And they may well have a golden point to come. The officials are still deciding. I've got a feeling. Yep, this is the decision coming in.
I think I see he's going to send him back for golden point. It's rejected. So Steve Jennings, it's right. That was Steve Jennings' card that was rejected. Now, Gene's making a...
Right.
He's making his video protest now.
No.
No, he's making a video protest. He's entitled to make a video protest, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, this bout has got absolutely everything. The coach has been told to sit down. He wants to video protest something.
I don't know why he can't play his card
Yeah.
too truthful, because it's a result of the
This is incredible.
the decision.
I don't think I've ever seen this. And yes, the referee is... Well, this is really quite amazing.
I can really understand Gene's frustration here. I can really understand this.
Gene Lopez has been told he can't play his video card. I'd like to know what rule that comes from. We've been in a real twilight zone for the last few minutes here.
Well, I think that it's because they discussed the point that Gene will be discussing. I think they've said, you know, the decision's been made on that. So in some ways, he's lucky that he's keeping the card.
Yeah,
because he could have just taken it off him. Anyway, golden point.
Here we go, golden point. First one to score wins. Simple as that. Let's put everything aside. We've just had the most incredible action here in Taekwondo. Samson's making a big move, but Lopez has got such speed. That left leg flicks out like a lizard's tongue. Samson tried the punch, didn't pay off. They scored 12 points apiece, so they were scored 4 points for each period, these two. So you've got to think that someone's going to score in this golden point period. There's a head kick attack from Samson. Doesn't get it, doesn't give it. What a bout. This is what sport's all about. Two top Taekwondo athletes here in Kazakhstan.
And this is the semi-final.
Oh,
it's a Congo.
Lopez goes down trying to punch. He's gone down heavily.
Damon's down.
He's landed very heavily on his arm. He will get the Kyungo for that. And now we'll have medical. You know, we might as well have medical, because I think we've seen it all in this particular bout. He's landed very heavy on his arm there.
We've got the British team doctor who's taking it out, but the actual tournament doctor has to do it. I'm sure we'll see Paul Viscoli from the WTF now making an inspection as well.
Yeah. I really can't understand. I think I'm going to have to ask you this later on. I can't understand why the British team actually put in an appeal, because they've now lost their card. And actually, the decision was it was going to go the British way. So I'm not sure what they were appealing for, but...
I can't answer.
Yeah.
Don't answer me, because I can't answer.
I think we're going to have to talk to Steve Jennings afterwards and just try and find out, and I will do that. And we're going to have an opportunity. So Kyungo goes against Lopez there. What was that for? He wasn't involved in that move.
Holding or pushing that's caused the Sansom to go down in the first place.
Here we go. 1 point takes it. Golden point. Ooh, Lopez pushes away. There's some real tension out there. Kyungo against Lopez will give Samson the contest. Crowd here absolutely loving this contest. They're getting really behind them.
It's amazing.
1 minute, bang on 1 minute to go. Oh, does Lopez get...
There's going to be a Kyungo.
Well, I think we're going to see a card here. Yeah. Oh, he's getting the Kyungo anyway. And the official, the centre referee, is getting a little bit annoyed with Lopez in the corner. Gene Lopez, his brother. So now both have a Kyungo. So Samson's now got to be very careful with his blocking with his leg. It's not allowed. He's had 4 Kyungos. Oh, Lopez gets it! What a kick!
Match. What an amazing match.
What an absolutely incredible Taekwondo bout. Lopez wins with the golden point. Absolutely fantastic.
Steven Lopez, United States of America.
Well, we've just seen one of the legends of the sport, Steven Lopez. He's made it through to the final. It's his first big final for a long, long time, but this 5-time world champion, twice Olympic champion, will make it through to the final here.
Credit to Gene Lopez there for the use of the card. Absolutely amazing. I've seen him, he's a very passionate coach, and as a former judge, I've seen him make a few mistakes using that card too passionately, not thinking it through, but there was brilliant use of the card. It would have been controversial whatever happened at the end if Lopez hadn't have got that, but amazing match. Damon can be really proud of himself.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, what a phenomenal phenomenal match that was. We all need to go and have a little lie down, but we've still got 4 more bouts to go. And first of all, it's the second semi-final.
Semi-finals. Male. The weight category 80 kilogram. And now referee sign to the court.
Well, the officials enter the arena. I don't think I've ever seen a bout, Mike. You know, sport's always interesting, isn't it? But there's a lot of talking points from that that's come out. You know, there's a... you know, I almost need to go and recollect myself and just sort of think about what happened there and why did Steve Jennings play the card? Why did the officials not allow Gene Lopez to play his card? Because that card actually made a difference later on in the Golden Point. Yeah. So the officials stopped him playing the card. We could go on forever about that. I think there's going to be a late night here in Astana.
I think I can answer that one. I think that they said that Gene couldn't play the card now because that was what he was making the protest about, was the subject that they had been discussing. So I think they made the decision on that. So I think they were looking, in some ways, Gene was lucky they didn't take the card off of it because the decision was made.
Absolutely.
And but I think it was fair what they did. I think it was the right decision.
Second semi-final. Toran Metsuroy, and here's Mehdi Kodabashi.
In the WTF's Olympic ranking, number 13.
Kodabashi, in his 3 rounds, getting through here, beat the world number 34, but sorry, excuse me, beat Del Cruz from Philippines, Guelek, who's a top athlete, and then Yereman, the world number 13. As for Matsuroy, well, he beat... Actually, that's incorrect information. Excuse me. That's the wrong man. There we go. There's the correct information. Against Albert Gorn with the Golden Point in the quarterfinal. Referee for this bout, Dmitry Kim of Uzbekistan.
Iran have always been strong in this weight division. The great Adesai was in this category, and he was a regular competitor against Steve Lopez, and it used to be a battle between the two of them. And Iran, one of the truly world powerhouses of Taekwondo.
Yeah. Just to go through Kodabashi's results getting through here, because the graphic on the screen was incorrect. It was Wong Jun-hun of Korea, world number 34 he beat. Then he beat the world number 9, Chris Manich.
Olympic gold medal.
Who was the Olympic gold medal
right, yep.
in 2012. So that was a great win for him. And then he beat the world number 2, Anton Kotkov from Russia. So, you know, Kodabashi, he's a man we've not seen a lot of. Can't find anything out about him from his history from Iran, but he's had some good results. He's world ranked number 13. He's definitely a man to look out for here. He's a big guy as well, isn't he? They're all big guys at this level.
I think he did well in the last Grand Prix in China. Don't know if he medalled or not, but he did definitely have some great matches.
Yeah.
I think Matsuroy from France will see a very similar style to what we saw yesterday. Where he's going to come off that front leg and take it high sometimes. It's a lot more cautious affair than what we saw in the last game, which is good.
In that last game was quite incredible, I've got to say. And definitely a little bit, a lot more tactical here, isn't it? Like those two, they just basically went head-to-head and said, let's fight. And what a great bout it was. And now we've got a little bit more of a tactical now. It's, you know, how am I going to score this 1 or 2 points? Whereas I think with Samson Lopez, they just got stuck in and it was going to be, let's see where the dice roll.
Well, I think the great thing about both those last players was they played the modern game, which is attacking off the front leg and then falling in. But it was aggressive and it moved in. It was a little bit of the, you know, I like to think of it as old school Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Which is quite ironic because Damon's background is not old school Taekwondo whatsoever.
So no points scored. Considering the last bout was 12. Oh, attempted head kick there from Kodabashi.
How fast was that?
Yeah, and he scores his first point there with that body shot, just the back of the foot. And there's the first period out the way.
The first round
And Taran Massaroy of France.
is leading PRIX.
He's just looking at his list in China. Matsuroy lost to Aaron Cook on the golden point, and in the quarterfinal in Manchester 2013, lost to Albert Gorn 3-0. Actually beat Gorn on the golden point here, so got revenge for that particular defeat. Well, both coaches talking through with their chargers. I think, you know, if I was these coaches, I'd be thrilled having seen that last match, how much energy that both players had to expend, and they'll be a little bit tired for the final.
Well, that's definitely a positive that you take from it, and it's not just the physical exertion, it's the emotional and the mental effort that's employed in that sort of match.
Yeah. Oh, a head kick there from Kodobashi. He's definitely a good 4 or 5 inches taller than Matsuroy, and made it pay there. And now the Frenchman has got to do something here. And it's interesting, you know, we're talking about the sort of defending with the leg up, and, you know, obviously in the last match we saw quite a few Kyrgyz given. You know, what's the difference between that?
Sorry.
Just have a drink of water there, Mike. Yeah. What's the difference between that and you know, what we're seeing from Kodobashi? He's lifting his leg up quite a lot. Is it because he's more of an attacking manoeuvre rather than a defensive, sticking his leg up?
It's what Damon was doing, most penalised for, was bringing his leg up as a deliberate blocking action. So it's basically using the knee or the shin to stop a kick from getting through. In this case, both players are raising the leg up, and it's like a feinting action, a checking action that's with the leg extension. And you know, it could extend out into a kick, or it could be a way of getting closer to your opponent. As both of them are doing it, and there's no impact intended, you know, with the leg being raised. It's only when it's extended and they're trying to impact on the body protector that it would make a difference. Yeah.
Well, again, this apart from that head kick, we've not seen much else. I think the onus now is on Matsuroy to start really getting stuck in here. But the Frenchman is just, you know, he's not finding any way through, is he?
Well, he's playing this front leg game, which is not getting through. It worked yesterday.
Oh, another point for the Iranian.
Great combination kicks there. One of them got through and scored the point. Yeah, it's quite frustrating when I've been in the warm-up area today, and you see what the athletes are capable of doing when they're hitting these kicking paddles and targets, and they're just too cautious to do it in the actual matches, and when they do it, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Second period over. 4 points for Iran, and Kodobashi. He's looking very comfortable here, isn't he?
He's got a commanding lead, yeah, you can't dispute that, 5 points, and looking very strong with it as well.
And I can't really see, like, I don't think I've seen an instance where I thought, well, Matsuroy could have even got a point. He's going to have to really launch in. I know his coach has got a female coach over in the corner, and you know, she looks after all the French athletes, and she's really giving him, you know, sort of. There's a lot of one-way discussion here. And it's got to be, you know, if you're the coach in that corner, what are you going to say to Matsuroy there?
I think it's be persistent with focus. You need to connect with some of these shots he's raising up. I think we will see him taking the left leg more to head height, but he does need to come off the back leg as well. He's got a very strong opponent. 5 points is a commanding lead, but it is, you know, a headshot and 2 body shots, or a few kyongos or gamjungs pushed in that. I'll just explain what a gamjung is. We talked about kyongos, which are the warnings. Yes. A gamjung is when a point is awarded to your opponent for a severe foul, which could be an intentional act, like a punch to the face or attacking after break.
Oh, Kodobashi's just going in all-out attack here.
Amazing.
He's not even giving Matsuroy a chance to have a go back at him. And he's just got that bit more of a physical presence, and Matsuroy at the moment just is coming up against a brick wall. 6-0. And I'm sure, you know, that's good coaching there from the Iranians, isn't it? He's told his man to go out first 30 seconds, give him what for, put him in his place, and then just close
That's
it down.
headshot.
Oh, and then he just pops a headshot out. He has a break. This is one way.
I tell you, we might see the 12-point gap being implemented here.
Yeah, of course. We talked about this earlier today, didn't we, Mike? That halfway through the second, but we are in the third period here. But yeah, 12-point gap. We actually, the referee will stop the contest. We actually did see a 23 points to 3 match in the first round earlier on, and you were saying that they're not allowed to stop the contest in the first half of it, so it has to be after 1 minute of the second period.
Yes, in the second second round where the again goes for the headshot. Yeah, this the point gap was started originally when to protect the health and safety of the athlete. Basically, if you're getting hit so many times, but this was introduced when the point value was less.
Yeah.
So it's not as valid now, but it's very rare we'd see it at this level. Very rare.
It's quite amazing to think that somebody scored 23 points in literally 3 minutes of fight. So he's a busy guy. He could have got a half ton.
Yeah.
If it had gone all the way. Well, I think Matsuroy has decided to give this one up. 9-0. We've only 20 seconds to go. He's decided that maybe we'll see a few different styles from him. You know, I've seen a few athletes sometimes when it goes towards the end, they actually try fighting in a different way to see if that learn something from the contest. But this is just one way. Kodobashi has just been absolutely wonderful, and he is going to take this one.
Happily, yeah. Yes, he can go for evading the match, but I think you know, there's no doubt about that. The head guard's coming off.
Yeah, the hands up in the air.
Bronze medal there.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful play there, and a well-deserved victory for Mehdi Kodobashi.
The winner is red.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that final.
Yes. Kodobashi against Stephen Lopez. I just wonder, you know, I can't imagine the way Stephen Lopez attacks. I'm not sure if Kodobashi is going to even be able to sort of live with that, really.
We haven't seen the full capacity and abilities of what the Iranian can do.
Yeah,
I think he's stepped up, and I'm concerned about the physical and emotional effort that Steve had to put into that semi-final. You know, and without sounding ageist, which I'm really not, but I think the age factor might come into this final as well.
Yeah.
But Steve is in the best shape of his life, but the Iranian looks very, very strong.
So here we go. We've had we've had 5 semi-finals, of course, because we had one that was annulled, and that we had an injury, and he's quite energetic. We're coming to our first final. Just a little gap here.
And now the referees are
So this is what we agreed should be the long beauty shot.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, the WTF World Taekwondo Champion Astana 2014 is present. The final, gold medal final, female, the weight category 67 kilogram. We invite the blue, Guo Yunfei, China, in the WTF Olympic ranking number 26.
Guo Yunfei of China enters the arena, world number 26. And here's Elin Johansson of Sweden, the world number 2.
We invite the red, Elin Johansson from Sweden, in the WTF's Olympic ranking number 2.
Johansson on the way here. She had a bye in the first round, beat the world number 19 in the second. Nina Clay, the world number 8 in the third round. And in the semi-final we just saw Chen Yan Yu 2-1 in the semi. As for Guo Yunfei, well, she beat the home girl in the first round. Then it was 2 very tight matches against Nur Tatar, the world number 9, and then the world number 16, Oh Hyeri of Korea. And then she beat the world number 5 in the semi-final, Anastasia Baryshnikova. Our referee from Egypt, Ahmed El Mofti. This is the final, female minus 67 kilogram category. And on the semi-finals, Johansson had a pretty tight one, didn't she? It was pretty close. And but she is she's a class act. She won the Grand Prix final in Manchester in 2013. Didn't enter in China. But Johansson is somebody that, she gold medals she's picked up all over the world. So far, quite a little quiet start here. Johansson just taking the first point. And Guo has a yellow card against her name already, so it's gone fairly well in the first 30 seconds. Hope you're enjoying this action here. It's very hot conditions here in the Dowlais Sports Centre in Astana, capital of Kazakhstan. Official just stopping wherever these pictures are being beamed live all around the world. And it really is truly an international sport here. We had 11 countries filling the 12 spots in yesterday's semi-finals, and today's 10 countries. It really has been a widespread, long gone are the days of Korea dominating the sport, Mike.
I think you can never underestimate Korea's contribution to the sport. That's where Taekwondo started, and they've got some amazing players. Some are not here to these championships, but yeah, it is a truly global sport. We had 60-odd countries at the 63 countries in London 2012, and a very wide medal spread.
Yeah. Still 1-0.
1-1.
Yeah, equaliser there from Guo.
I think you prompted that one, Adrian.
I tend to have that effect. Things go. Still quite a low energy start here. The first round is complete.
The first round is over.
And not much for the highlights reel there, is there?
I think Helen Johansson was more proactive in that round, but not quite closing down the wow from China enough to score any points, really. Not really any danger of scoring points, as it were.
Yeah.
And again, we see a little bit of a pattern with the Chinese athletes. They're very cautious in the first round, come to life at the end of the second round, and then throw those deceptively fast head kicks in or fast body kicks.
Yeah. Well, both athletes getting a stronger talking to with the coaches. All to play for here in this major final, the World Taekwondo Grand Prix Series 2 here in Astana. World number 26, Guo Yunfei of China, and world number 2, Ellen Johansson of Sweden. But Guo Yunfei is she may be lowly ranked, but that's just possibly because she hasn't played a lot on the world scene, and she's representing China, one of the powerhouse nations of this sport. She's not going to be a bad fighter, is she?
Absolutely not, no. And I think that a lot of the points won in a series of competitions called the G-class events, and we have G1 and G2, which are open international competitions. And although Ellen's won quite a lot of points in places such as Egypt and even further afield, there are more G1 events, I think, in the European and other continent than what China's probably had the opportunity to participate in.
Yeah. Well, Johansson won a lot of events in 2013, as you said earlier, Mike, and she pretty much dominated the sport and finished off in December beautifully, winning the World Grand Prix finals in superb style. She really was in imperious form. It's much more tactical affair, but you feel the girls just starting to loosen a little bit. And of course, what we saw in both semi-finals, and it happened in both of them, the first two periods were quite tight affairs, just as we're seeing here. And it was almost a bit of a warm-up, and then, you know, there's just something psychologically, isn't there, that lifts up, and they just really get stuck in for the third period. 25 seconds.
It is a tactical game, you know. You can't go at it full steam for 3 rounds. It's just not possible. And you know, you're up against class opponents who are going to penalise you if you make a mistake. You're going to end up giving points away. So it's a cautious affair.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, we do like to see more action, but you know, you've got to understand the mindset of the athletes.
Yeah. They haven't got to the position where they are by playing reckless Taekwondo or fighting recklessly in early rounds before they've even sussed their opponent out. So what you're saying is that the first 2 periods, they really are sussing their opponent out. And, you know, and you particularly see it in the female categories as well, don't you? They tend to try and work their opponents out a little bit more. I'm not going to make any comments about women thinking more about their sport and the men just going for the full throttle action. But, you know, that is generally what we do tend to see, isn't it? That the men's game, you do get some bouts where they just get stuck in.
Yeah, well, again, I don't want to appear to be sexist either. She's laughing at me there.
We're on careful ground here.
I think that no, we can't say with women's taekwondo in Great Britain is phenomenal. So,
absolutely.
You know, we can't question the, you know, the skills and the abilities involved. It's just in this one competition, this is what we're seeing.
Absolutely.
Round 3 is begin.
3. round.
So, hit 2-1 here to Grow in this third period. And we just went off air for a second there because there's a little rumour travelling around that, and I hope this isn't true, but there's a rumour flying around that Stephen Lopez is not going to be able to compete in the final, which would be terrible news. We'll bring you more on that a little bit later on, but somebody was just tapping me on the shoulder and said this rumour is flying around, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But meanwhile, we're in the third period here. Let's concentrate. This is the women's up to 67 kilogram category. Grow leads 2-1. And we're coming down to the final minute. Oh, good action from both athletes there. Really can't believe that neither of them actually scored in that particular point, because those vests were rattling around all over the place. Jensen's one of those, she tends to like alternate. She doesn't like her shin guards moving around. She likes to have them right at the front of her leg. Still only 1 point in it. This is anybody's game. That point's nothing at the end of the day. In fact, Guo falls over. It'll be 2-all. She has a Kyungo against her name already. Little yellow card you see, but now she's gone 3-1 ahead. Didn't seem to be a heavy scoring that one, Mike, but it was enough to break the threshold.
If it was a manual scoring system, I would have scored that point. I think it was a valid point.
Yep.
And obviously the PSS registered it, so it was anyway.
And now Johansson has to step it up now. She's got 30 seconds. She's 2 points behind. She needs to do something quickly here.
The problem is as Elena's moving in.
Oh, Gross again. Just pokes that leg out. And she scored well with that. She's 4-1 up.
Well, that's what I was saying, is as the Swede's moving in, she puts herself at risk, and that's just exactly what's happened there.
10 seconds. Johansson needs to do something special here. It looks as if she's running out of energy, though. And Guo, the youngster from China, the world number 26, looks here as if she is going to produce the result of the tournament. This would be a true shock. She's not going to be world rank number 26 after this event. Can go there, and in fact, we're going to see, well, a card coming from Sweden. You tell me, what's this for?
could be two incidents there. One, it could be attacking after the break, because the referee called Kallio. So that would be a 1 point deduction. But again, maybe he's counting on the 1 second being longer than that.
Oh, it's Groundhog Day. We lived it.
I really shouldn't say that. That's
yes. If you watched a bit of action earlier on, you'll have noticed. You know what we're talking about. But here we go. It's 1 second on the clock, but yeah, maybe it's actually a little bit more. Don't know what this appeal is, but I don't think it's actually going to change the result of the match. There's no appeal for a head kick or anything in here. That appeal's accepted.
I'm not sure what the appeal was for, though.
No. So what does that mean in terms of the scoreboard?
Well, I'll tell you when the referee gestures it. There's a gamble for attacking after the break. So
right.
she's lost a full point. So it's 4-3. So 1 point in 1 second, maybe?
1 second. Boom. Can she get a kick in?
Nearly.
Can she go? No, she hasn't.
It's worth a try, though.
It was.
That was really good use of the card by Marcus Kollefol, the German coach of Sweden.
But Guo Yongfei of China, she takes the gold, and look at that. That's a brilliant, brilliant sight to see. A new youngster in the name of the sport in the female minus 67 kilogram category. And it's really, really good to see her. She certainly will be ranked a little bit higher if she competes in Manchester in, what is it? Oh, about 6 weeks' time.
October, yeah.
Yep, 6, 7, 8 weeks' time. And Guo Yongfei waves to the crowd. We're going to see a lot more of this girl in years to come. And that completes the female minus 67 kilogram category. Just seeing some of the highlights there. Next up, minus 58 kilogram final. Wei Chen Yang of Chinese Taipei up against Farzan Ashur Zadeh Falah of Iran. We'll just call him Falah, shall we? Referees are just coming out.
We present the gold medal final. Male, the weight category 58 kilogram. And now referees are entering to the cut. And now we invite the blue, Wei Chen Yang, Chinese Taipei, in the WTF Olympic ranking number 2.
58 келі салмақ дәрежесінде көк бұрышқа Wei Chen Yang, Қытай Тайпейі, WTF Олимпиадалық рейтингіндегі нөмір 2.
And now we invite the red, Ashur Zadeh Falah Farzan, Iran.
Қызыл бұрышқа Ашур Задeh Falah Farzan, Иран шақырылады.
So here is Farzan Ashur Zadeh Falah, and here is the results. He beat the world number 34, the world number 4, the world number 20, and then the world number 12, although that was a walkover at the end because the Australian Safwan Khalil. As for Wei Chen Yang, he beat the world number 30, the world number 14, and the world number 36 on the way in. So a slightly easier pass through to the final. Kwang Chol Oh of Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan.
Chinese Taipei.
According to that graphic, I think he may have changed nationality. We are going on the graphics here. But here we go. That was Azerbaijan according to the graphics, but here we go. This is the final minus 58 kilogram category.
and Wei Chenyang in blue. Certainly the favourite here, but this Iranian, he's you know, of course, he didn't have the semi-final, so you know he's had a little bit of a longer rest. Do you think that would actually help him? You know, this is actually his first bout this evening.
I think they've had a tough day in the competition, so yeah, the rest will definitely do him some good. He's got that nice early point there, fainted up to the head and then went to the body.
Yeah.
I think Taipei have got a really strong benefit here that their coach is actually Iranian and one of the most successful coaches in the world, and he's coaching the Chinese Taipei athlete.
Just confirm the referee is from Azerbaijan as we enter the halfway point in this first period. And an equalising point here from Wei Chenyang of Chinese Taipei. He looks as if he's got a little bit of feistiness about him, and Wei takes a 2-1 lead now with that body kick. Again on the counter-attack, the Iranians, you know, how often does that happen? You know, one player moves in first and it's the counter-attack that's the scoring kick.
Well, that's what they're so cautious about. That's why you don't see this all-out attacks, because they are cautious of being, you know, losing the point on the counter.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice move there from the Iranian. He's unlucky not to score there. That was a beautiful move, and it's Wei who scores. And he pulls the face of his opponent as well. A clenched fist.
Yeah, can't go there.
No, end of the round there. Well, you know, you could say that the Iranian was a bit unlucky not to score the point there. And then Wei actually scored and made it very well known to his opponent that he rubbed it in with a bit of an extra grin to his face. That is one little tactic sometimes you see, that, you know, players will actually pull faces or just try and do something to try and put their opponent off and wind them up a little bit.
Well, it started off with a basic shout that you hear. A lot of athletes will shout when they're doing this, and that's the first thing to, you know, to generate shock or surprise in an opponent. But yeah, you'll see lots of hand gestures and moving their hands, trying to distract them, this sort of thing. So, you know, you are doing anything that's going to take them off their game, make them forget for a second that they need to be defending themselves properly.
Yeah.
We've got a new generation of Iranian players coming through.
The second round is beginning.
So here we go, second period as a men's minus 58 kilogram category here at the World Taekwondo Grand Prix Series 2 in Astana, Kazakhstan. Ashurzadeh. Oh my goodness, this points galore. 7-2 suddenly.
5.
Oh, and a head kick from Iran, and we've got the card up here from Chinese Taipei. What a bit of action that was, and that just shows how points suddenly went from 2-1 to 7-5.
Great exchange of kicks there. The points coming out all over the place. Now the Chinese Taipei coach is saying that the point, the 3-point headshot to Iran wasn't a valid point.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Let's have a look at it. Video review for blue. Hopefully we'll get to see on our replay system, and in fact we also get to see a little screen in the corner as well, so we get a sneaky look at some replays. Let's have a look on the screen here. Oh, that looked like a head kick. Now, if that's been appealed, I can't see that. That looked as clear a head kick to me as.
What it's claiming is that it didn't actually hit the head; it just hit more or less onto the top of the shoulder.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be.
Well, this is why they have to look at lots of different angles. There's one angle that definitely looked as if it was clear as anything, but these guys are looking at various angles.
Video replay judges Tom Stammer from Great Britain, who was a national technical official at the Olympic Games. One of GB's most experienced referees, corner judges, and video replay judges.
Yeah, well, there's suddenly both. I think they found a camera that's going to tell them. We're having a little look on the screen here, and it looks like it may not have hit. From a screen I can see, there looks like a little bit of distance. So this review could be successful. There'll be a thumbs up, and if it's thumbs up, that's good for blue, because those 3 points will get taken off. They're going to have a look at lots of different angles here. They've got 3 or 4 cameras all around the court, which are not the TV cameras. They're operated by a series of officials who are specialists on the replay system, and they're taking their time on this one. This is quite important in the state of the match. Massive difference between 7-2 and 7-5, isn't there?
No, absolutely, yeah. At this point, you want to be the 5-point gap is quite useful.
Accepted. Accepted.
That's a good call.
So now 7-2. The card is kept on the blue side, and 3 points wiped off.
No, that's a very good call. Very good coaching.
So Wei Chen Yang, 7-2 up here for the world number 2. We're just, yes, they're just trying to clear. In fact, this is what happened earlier. They're trying to clear the video graphic.
They still haven't
done it. They still haven't done it. Okay, so on the screen there's a great big blue
noughts and crosses.
With, yeah, it's like noughts and crosses, absolutely. Well, that's gone. We're ready to go. So, yeah, so there might be a new version of that software coming out soon. It allows that to clear quicker. 7-2, blue lead. Still early on in this second. Points galore suddenly flying in the second period. Oh, great taekwondo from both athletes. These feet are all over the place now, just searching for the head. That's where the big points are. And the Iranian needs a headshot here.
Well, this is one of the amazing things about this weight category. It's the lowest weight, minus 58. And historically, the athletes used to be a lot shorter in this weight category. But since the point value increased to the headshots, you've seen these athletes getting taller. Video replay card being played.
Yep, we've got a red video replay card now, and he's after 3 points for a headshot. So Kyungi given for the Iranian going down, and this is a big card here, isn't it? This is a really big card now. So he's claiming that there was a headshot, and let's see what happens. Well, this review taking a little while, looking through all the different angles here, just having trying to have a sneaky look over somebody's shoulder here. We've got hard to actually tell. I'm not sure. It's got to be conclusive. Here's a moment. Does the head flick back there? The officials are also looking at it on their screen. I think Weih's just grimaced a little bit to say that could go either way, to be honest. And I think this is going to be one of those. You know, in life, not everything's 100, not everything's black and white, and sometimes it's a 50-50. And this could be one of those. It's been rejected. The Iranian can't believe it. The coach is furious because he was convinced that was going to go his way. I think they saw a little bit of a touch, and I don't think the Chinese Taipei athlete would have argued if it had been given the other way. But here we go now. So he's lost his card. 7-2 to Taipei. And another Kyungo.
If you look at the way the Iranian's blocking, he's sort of hooking the hand across, and that's what the penalty was for, because he's sort of holding and hooking the kick and holding it in the air a little bit longer than it should be.
Yeah. And another one goes against the Iranian Sadeh Falah. He's not having a good time in this final. He didn't have a semi-final, of course. He had a walkover. And the world number 2 here is looking in pretty good control. Everything that Zadeh Falah has really tried to put his way has been rejected. He scores 1 point there, gets it back to 8-3. And Wei looks as if he took a little painful knock on the elbow. He was looking for a bit of mercy. You know, Mike, just this is something that's puzzled me, and I think I need to ask you this. Is there sometimes a bit of an unwritten code that if your opponent has actually hurt himself and he's really in pain, that, you know, they literally put their hand out and just sort of say to the opponent, look, just don't go for me in the next few seconds, I just need a few seconds. Is there like a little bit of a unwritten rule in between the athletes, or am I just making that up?
I think you're making it up, Adrian. I think that sometimes a player will apologise, make a gesture of apology if he's committed a foul or clashed legs or something, he knows it was his fault, whether it's penalised or not.
Yeah.
I think we saw Steve Lopez do it earlier on in the preliminary matches where his opponent was losing balance and Steve just went after him and scored 2 points. So yeah. I think, no, it's a combat sport. When all said and done, okay, we wear a lot of safety equipment and things, but it is a combat sport. You show weakness and you're going to get hit.
Yeah. Thank you for that. The Iranians are getting quite agitated. I can see a couple of guys in the crowd getting very agitated here because, you know, the Iranians are a very proud nation and they don't like losing like this. And at the moment, he's not at the races, is he? He's been well and truly defeated in pure Taekwondo.
Well, I think, like I said before, the former Iranian national team coach, who was controversially dropped before the Olympic Games, is now coaching Chinese Taipei, and Chinese Taipei's beating Iran.
Yeah.
So I think there's double. It's not just losing a final. I think it's losing a final to one of your old boys.
And that's him in the corner there.
It is, yeah.
Right. A little bit of extra spice to this then. Thanks for telling me that, Mike. 9-3. Chinese Taipei. Wei Chen Yang has really been in control here. Both have got Kyungis against them. But it's 9-3, which is the important figure. And I think Zadeh Falah, to be honest, looks as if he's run out of ideas a little bit here. Kyungo. And so that makes it 9-4, but we really need a serious little combination now from the Iranian, from Zadeh Falah. Can he do something? 45 seconds to go. You just feel that Wei he's just so in control here. He's gone into defensive mode. He's just happy to just block them away. As long as he doesn't have a head shot against him, this final is going to be over.
Iranian tried to punch there and tried to close in, but it's not quite enough.
Yeah.
He's got to be doing more. He's really got to step it up now.
Yeah, coming into the last 10 seconds. Zadeh Falah now, he's got to try and score 5 points. We saw it in the second period. We saw lots of points go on the board very quickly. And I think Wei...
He'll probably get a gam jump for that. Probably get a full gam jump for moving out. No, it's a Kyungo.
Just a Kyungo, but with 2 seconds to go.
And again, this will be a gam jump. It won't make a difference.
It's a Kyungo. It's another Kyungo, but it's 9-5. And as you see, there's a little bit of feeling there. The gold medal goes to Chinese Taipei.
Blue, Wei Chen Yang from Chinese Taipei. Congratulations.
Қымбатты ханымдар мен мырзалар, бұл кездесуде көк бұрыштағы Wei Chen Yang Қытай Тайпейі жеңіске жетті.
Well, unfortunately, the rumour I have been told is true, that Stephen Lopez will not compete in the final, and this is a real shame. We just saw the most incredible semi-final, didn't we, Mike? And you know, Stephen Lopez put absolutely everything into that bout, and unfortunately he's not been able to compete. It must have taken so much out of him.
It was an incredible match, and like I said, physically, emotionally, every way that takes it out of you. And I think that, you know, Steve is thinking long term. He's looking towards Rio. He's got quite a lot of points going for him here. He's got a great comeback. A lot of people have been doubting whether he can do it have been quietened. So I think it's a, you know, a great performance from him, and we haven't seen the last of him by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
No, I'm just going to say I would really like to have seen this match though, because I think it had been, you know, youth and strength versus, you know, age and experience.
Yeah. Well, Megdi Kodabashi, he's not going to be having to fight here. Our referee is Roland Gallo Campos of the Philippines, but he's not going to actually have a bout to take charge of here, because this is all over.
They're going to be happy to take first place at the Grand Prix, but at the same time, he'll always be a bit frustrated. I think any player in that weight category would like to have a go, you know, have some ring time with Steve Lopez.
Yeah. So there we go. We've seen a wonderful night of action here. The medal ceremonies are to come, but many thanks to Mike McKenzie, international coach, international referee, who's been with me throughout all this. Mike, great night of Taekwondo, thoroughly enjoyable.
It's been great, Adrian, yeah, absolutely. Best match of the day of the championships, in fact, of the Grand Prix series that I've seen so far.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. We're going to do it all again tomorrow. We're a little bit earlier in the day tomorrow. My name's Adrian Battersby. Many thanks for watching us here. We've just seen a great night of Taekwondo. Good night from Astana.
In a few minutes, we will be starting the awarding ceremony. Qimmat dostlar, bir necha minutdan keyin biz marapatov rasmin boslaymiz.
So we're now going to have the medal ceremonies. For those of you staying around with us, many thanks to Mike, who's heading off into the evening. And we're going to go through the medal ceremonies and give the medals out. Bit of highlights action here from earlier today. We truly have seen absolutely wonderful evening of Taekwondo, and a lot of atmosphere as the fans head out to the stadium. But we will have the medal ceremonies very shortly.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, the WTF World Taekwondo GP Astana 2014 present the best of the best. We're starting the awarding ceremony in the weight category 67 kg female.
Қымбатты ханымдар мен мырзалар, бүкіл әлемдік гран-при халықаралық таеквондо турнирінің жеңімпаздарын марапаттау рәсімін бастаймыз.
The awarding ceremony held by the World Taekwondo Federation's Council member, Mr. Milan Kui.
67 келі салмақ дәрежесіндегі әйелдер арасындағы жеңімпазды марапаттау үшін бүкіл әлемдік таеквондо федерациясының атқарушы комитет мүшесі Милан Куиді шақырамыз.
And held by sporting director of the Kazakhstan Taekwondo Federation, the bronze medalist of the Olympic Games, Mr. Arman Chilmanov.
Және Қазақстан таеквондо федерациясының спорт директоры Арман Шылманов мырзаны.
The bronze medalist, Anastasia Baryshnikova, Russian Federation. The bronze medalist, Chen Yan Yu, Chinese Taipei.
Қола жүлде егерлері Анастасия Барышникова, Ресей, қола жүлде егері Чен Уан Уэй, Қытай Тайпейі.
To the bronze medalist certificate by $1,000. The silver medalist, Ellen Johansson from Sweden.
Күміс жүлде егері Элен Йоханссон, Швеция.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the gold medalist and the winner, Guo Yunfei from China. Congratulations.
Егері Guo Yunfei, Қытай Халық Республикасы.
Congratulations, dear ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting the awarding ceremony. The medalists and the winner in the weight category 58 kg, male.
Елу 8 келі салмақ дәрежесіндегі ерлер арасындағы жеңімпазды марапаттау рәсімін бастаймыз.
The awarding ceremony held by the World Taekwondo Federation Council member, Mr. Jesus Castellanos.
Марапаттау үшін бүкіл әлемдік таеквондо федерациясының атқарушы комитет мүшесі Иисус Кастиянус мырзаны шақырамыз.
And the General Director of Combat and Street Sports, Mr. Saken Musaybekov.
Және спорттық жекпе-жек және күш қолданатын спорт түрлері федерациясының бас директоры Сәкен Жүнісбекұлы Мұсайбек мырзаны шақырамыз.
And the bronze medalist, our tournament, Lucas Guzman, Argentina. And bronze medalist, Safwan Khalil from Australia. Congratulations.
Қола жүлде егерлері Лукас Гусман, Аргентина, Сафуан Халил, Австралия.
A special certificate for the bronze medalist, $1,000. And the silver medalist, Ajurzadeh Falak Farzan from Iran.
Күміс жүлде егері Ашурзадeh Falak Farzan, Иран.
Congratulations. And a special certificate for the silver medalist, $3,000. Ladies and gentlemen, and the gold medalist, the winner, Wei Chen Yan from China's Taipei.
Алтын жүлде егері Уэл Чен Ян, Қытай Тайпейі.
And a special certificate for the winner, $5,000. Congratulations, guys. You are best of the best. Thank you. Rahmet. Ladies and gentlemen, we are continued the awarding ceremony. Thank you for your cooperation, friends. And the awarding ceremony in the weight category 80 kilogram, male.
80 келі салмақ дәрежесіндегі ерлер арасындағы жеңімпаздарды марапаттау рәсімі.
The awarding ceremony held by the President of the USA's Taekwondo Federation, Mr. Bruce Harris.
Марапаттау рәсіміне Америка Құрама Штатының Таеквондо Федерациясының президенті Брюс Эрис мырзаны шақырамыз.
And the Executive Director of the Kazakhstan's Taekwondo Federation, Mr. Maksud Ibrayev.
Қазақстан Таеквондо Федерациясының атқарушы директоры Максут Ибраев мырзаны шақырамыз.
And the bronze medalist, Toran Maizerwa from France. And bronze medalist, Damon Samsung from the Great Britain.
Қола жүлде егері Торан Азеруа, Франция. Қола жүлде егері Дайман Сансум, Ұлыбритания.
Congratulations.
Құттықтаймыз.
A special certificate for the bronze medalist. $1,000. And the silver medalist, Steven Lopez from the United States of America. Congratulations.
Күміс жүлде егері Стивен Лопес, Америка құрама штаты. Құттықтаймыз.
And a special certificate for the silver medalist, $3,000. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold medalist and the winner, Mehdi Kodabakshi from Iran.
Қымбатты ханымдар мен мырзалар, алтын жүлде егері Мехди Ходабакши, Иран.
Congratulations.
Құттықтаймыз.
Thank you guys for your good fights.
Well, that brings a conclusion to our action here at day 2 of the World Taekwondo Grand Prix Series 2 here in Astana 2014. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We've had a great time bringing it to you. Some great Taekwondo this evening. Let's hope it's match tomorrow. Those are the medalists from the men's minus 80 kilogram category. And how wonderful it is to see Steve Lopez, after all those years, rolling back the clock with a medal around his neck. Good to see he's not hobbling too badly, but obviously felt he was unable to compete in the final.
Our tournament will be continued tomorrow in 9 a.m. exactly. Thank you for your attention.
There's Lopez and Sampson having a picture together after that quite incredible semi-final that they had. But all it remains for me to say, after a great day of Taekwondo, we'll see you again tomorrow. Many thanks to Mike McKenzie, who came in and gave some brilliant expert opinion throughout today's action. We'll see you tomorrow. My name's Adrian Battersby. Goodbye for now.
До свидания. Всем удачи и больших побед.